Hey guys, so it looks like we have a tier 4 tier list by Powdersnow. Now, I'm not entirely sure how accurate this tier list is because it doesn't seem like there's anywhere saying like, oh, here's a link to his stream when he'll talk about this, or anything that really proves that it's his. But from what I can tell, most people here are at least, not questioning whether or not this is a tier list. So we'll just kind of go off of face value. And for the most part, from what I've seen, it does make a lot of sense. So let's dive into this. Again, this is from Powdersnow, who is basically the top, what people consider player in Korea. He's really good DPS, mains Deathblade, and considered one of the best DPS out there. So this is his opinion on what the tier list is for tier 4. Some people are saying that this might be like oh, how much did the class benefit from the tier 4 changes? But I don't think this is it. Because if you look at it, Gunslinger should be really, really high on this list, or, even like Deadeye Pistolier should be really, really high on this list if it's like how much they benefited. But this looks like it's about how much damage they do. But I'm going to be going over all of these from the top to the bottom, just at least their names, because I understand not everybody's like a nerd like me who knows all of the engravings just by their pictures. But just to let you guys know, we have at tier 0, Energy Overflow Soul Fist, Brawl King Breaker, Full Moon Harvester Soul Eater, and that is tier 0. Then we have a wall. Then we have at T1 plus is SO War Dancer, and then we have Igniter Sorceress. Then we have Master Summoner. Then at tier 1 we have both Deathblades, Remaining Energy and Surge. We have Lunar Reaper. We have Asura Breaker. We have both Arcanas, which are Emperor Empress. Then we have Barrage Artillerist, Death Strike Sharpshooter, Gravity Training Destroyer, Berserker's Technique Berserker, First Intention War Dancer, Drizzle Arrowmancer. That rounds up tier 1. Then we have a wall. Then we have tier 2 plus, which is Peacemaker Gunslinger, Pistolier Deadeye. We have Demonic Impulse Shadow Hunter, Combat Readiness Gunlancer, Knight's Edge Soul Eater, AT, so Arthentinian skills Scouter. We have Legacy Scouter here. We have Robust Energy Soul Fist. We have Loyal Companion Sharpshooter. Then we have at tier 2 Control Glavier. We have Perfect Suppression Shadow Hunter. This is going to be Firepower Artillerist. This is Rage Hammer Destroyer. Mayhem Zerker. Time to Hunt Gunslinger. CO Summer Communication Overflow. We have Taijutsu Scrapper, Wind Fury Arrowmancer, Hunger Reaper. This is Lone Knight Gunlancer. Then we have Esoteric Flurry Striker, Shock Scrapper, and Reflex Sorceress. Then there's a wall, and then in the trash tier, we have Enhanced Weapon Deadeye, Predator and Punisher Slayer, Pinnacle Glavier, and Deathblow Striker. So that is the list from top to bottom. And I definitely have some thoughts about this list. Now, I don't really know exactly where all these things belong. Obviously, I haven't played in tier 4 and I don't have a Korean account to play in tier 4. So I'm just going to go off of what I know about these and what I'm surprised about. I'm definitely not surprised about any of these. I have heard that these are extremely broken. Though when I did talk to Lustboy, he didn't think that, and Memorizer, they didn't think that the BK Breaker was that strong. Maybe it might be tier 1 plus, like down here. But they said EO Soul Fist, Full Moon Soul Eater, and Igniter Sorceress, and even Death Strike were at the top. Now, I don't know who to believe personally, but that's just what they have said. And I am a little bit surprised it is up here given that information. But I do think it's extremely strong. Then I am actually a little bit surprised about SO War Dancer. I didn't know that this was actually this strong. I knew it was strong, but I didn't think it was T1 plus strong, which is quite interesting. I run an SO War Dancer, so that's good news for me, right? Then we go down here, and I'm not sure if I agree with this Lunar Reaper. In the video that Memorizer posted like a week ago or something like that, where he goes over all of the tier 4 engravings, he did mention that Lunar Reaper is very strong. So I do agree that its potential is probably up here. But I think on average performance, I'd probably put it down here from my guess, because the video that Memo made it seem that Lunar Reaper was one of the hardest classes to play right now. Even harder than things like Soul Fist, even harder than things like Arcana, because if you miss a back attack on your red skills, your entire rotation gets completely ruined until you ruin your rotation again to get it back to Rage Spear being the strong red skill that you use. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's ceiling its T1, but on an average raid scenario, I do think that this might be one of the weaker, maybe tier 2 classes there. But that's kind of my thought on that. Then I would say that I'm pretty surprised that Gravity Training Destroyer is up here. Not because that I don't think it's strong, but I just think that Gravity Training is just not a very raid-friendly engraving. But I might be wrong, right? Things have changed in Lost Ark and the way that bosses work. I know that it's very strong in Behemoth, but I'm not sure how strong it is in Aegir. But either way, it seems like a strong class and a good contender up here. And again, Death Strike, I did think it might be a little bit higher because of my conversations with Lustboy and Memo, but it seems like he thinks that it's in tier 1, which is fine, right? I think Drizzle being up here is pretty surprising. I didn't think that their buff was that big for tier 4, but it seems like according to Powdersnow, it is pretty big. So this is interesting to see up here. Now, I personally would have thought like Gunslinger would have been probably like somewhere up here too. So seeing it down here is actually a bit surprising because from what I could tell, it seemed like, again, a lot of this is off of like what Lustboy said, what Memorizer said, things like that. But in Memorizer's video, he mentioned that Gunslingers are often, able to out DPS some of these classes at the top if they are not playing as well and the Gunslinger is playing well. So I thought it would be a little bit higher, maybe tier 1, tier 1 plus, but it looks like they are down here at tier 2 plus. And then with DI Shadowhunter, I actually thought that PS might have been a little bit stronger. Their updates did seem a little bit better, but maybe in actual raid scenarios, the DI Shadowhunter is stronger. And then also with combat readiness, I know they got a lot, and they're very strong for how much they can tank. But at the same time, I didn't think they were stronger than Red Lancer, which is quite interesting. So maybe Blue Lancer is the way to go in tier 4. We'll see if they make any changes, though. And also with Robust Soul Fist, my personal understanding was that this was similar to EO, but just like EO is better than Robust. So why would you play EO Robust? So I'm actually surprised it's so far down. I thought it would be somewhere up here, if anything, but I guess not. And then we have down here with the Scrappers. I didn't think that they were that weak, but I guess they are. I mean, he puts, at least on this tier list, I don't know if the person actually ordered it, the CO Summoner is even higher than this, which surprises me because that class seems like there's a lot of problems with it at the moment. And then, of course, we have down here, I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. People have been saying how garbage Slayers have been, how garbage Glaviers have been, at least Pinnacle Glavier, and how garbage Deathblow Striker is. I'm a little bit surprised about EW. I know it's not the strongest or considered not the strongest, but I have seen some EW Deadeyes put up some big numbers. So I am a little bit surprised it's in trash. Maybe it belongs in tier 2, maybe the bottom of it, to me at least. I don't know. But these other ones definitely make a lot of sense. Please, I hope they save my striker. But guys, that about wraps up this tier list and my thoughts. There's definitely some surprising places that these classes are being put in, but again, I think all of this should be taken with a little bit of a grain of salt because KR doesn't have like, DPS meters. Well, they do, but it's highly frowned upon. So who knows? Maybe he got some information from somebody who used the meter, but I highly doubt it. But yeah, that's this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We do have a director's live stream tonight, so maybe some of this might change by the time that this video has come out, but who knows? I think that there's nothing going to be too big of a difference. Maybe some of these trash classes might be moved up a little bit, if anything, but from what I can tell, it seems like it's more about like vertical progression rather than class balance. So yeah, there it is. Let me know down in the comment section below what class you play and what you think about your class in tier 4. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button, hit the sub button, ring the bell for notifications. And also, I stream on twitch.tv/MeSoXhero every single day. So hopefully I see you guys there. But if not, hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, guys. Peace.